Cutting and grinding, that's what we're talking about here, but also the blades and the bits. Scott, we're gonna kick things off with cutting first out of the gate, both air and cordless.
Right, so with air, we've got the Ptrs 1000. This is a great tool when you have a lot of time behind a saw blade. So, right, so you have an air line, you're not worried about batteries, you're just in cutting away whatever you need to do. So this is a great tool when you need to do a lot of cutting because it is air. It's going to move air through the motor, it's going to keep it cooler, and it's going to move material away from your job because air is blowing through.
Yeah, blow the debris so it don't get in your face, doesn't get,
exactly. Yeah, you can turn it, you can control where the exhaust is coming out so you can actually use it to move the material away or whatever you want to do, you can position it. This does 10,000 strokes per minute. So because it's an air saw, it will move that kind of volume and it gives you the most strokes in the entire cutting line.
In that family over there, but you are tethered. So let's untether, you know, like Avatar, unplug right quick, and we're gonna go cordless, man. So what are we looking at here? We got 14 volt first off, and then we'll get to the big boy of the 18 volt, but 14.4.
Yeah, so the 14.4 is perfect for precision jobs. It's lightweight, easy to maneuver. It's got some really neat features, that variable speed trigger, so you can really kind of, if you're trying to be a little bit more precise with whatever it is that you're cutting, you kind of slowly roll into the trigger, or if you need to, you just grab a hold of it and blast and cut away, right? So pretty neat. One thing I really like about this is there's a one button adjustment for the shoe here. So depending on where you're cutting, you can move this up and down and then, you know, get the most out of the tool and the blade that you're cutting with. Built-in LED lights, so if you're underneath a car in an engine bay or cutting something, it's perfect. You can, you know, light the way and make sure you can see what is you're cutting.
Yeah. You talked about 14 volt. Let's move on to the big boy right here, this 18 volt Resip Saw.
Yeah, everybody knows about the big boys. These are great for heavy cutting. You know, if you're going into a junkyard or you're cutting off some big material, this thing is a monster. It's got tons of torque. Because it has such a bigger motor and has so much torque, again, we kind of step down on the strokes per minute. We're down to 2,400 strokes per minute, but we have a longer stroke length of 1 inch. So you're gonna be able to do a lot more cutting within one stroke than say the air saw or the 14.4 saw. So this is great for heavy duty stuff.
Great segue, talk about heavy. You can see literally on the blade it says heavy metal, metal, fine metal. This is basically saying what you can do with it, but I like the acronym, teeth per inches, the TPI. That really denotes which blade is matched up with the right tool for that job.
Yeah, and I'm probably just as guilty as anybody when you go to grab a saw blade. You just go to grab whatever's in the box or you just buy sort of the mix pack and you just don't really think about it, right? But you really want to take the right blade for whatever it is you're doing, and the TPI is a great example. So the lower the TPI number, the more aggressive the tooth count is, which means the more aggressive the cut is. So the higher up you go, the finer the cut is going to be. So we'll start here with the 5/8. This is a demo blade. That's what we call it. It's just a demo blade. It'll just cut through everything because it's very aggressive tooth count. Then you actually step up into a 14 tooth per inch. Okay, so now we're talking about materials like anywhere from 1/8 to 3/8 of an inch thick. Then we go to the 18 TPI, that's for 1/8 to 1/4 inch thick, so stepping up a little bit and getting a little thinner material. And then when you get into the 24 tooth per inch, now we're talking about materials less than 1/4 of an inch thick. So you're gonna get a real nice smooth cut on some material, whatever that might be.
And they're bimetal blades, so, you know, talk about that because, again, look at it. It says demolition power to heavy metal to fine metal. Again, I just imagine a violin and some guitars with the fine metal. It sounds exquisite.
Yeah, exactly.
But bimetal, explain that.
So bimetal is, it's the way that the blade is made, right? So you have a high carbon steel body so that it can flex and move around and won't break. And then you have a high speed steel tooth. So great for heat resistance, hardness, and durability. So essentially it's gonna last long when it's being stressed. You know, we're doing 3,100 or 2,400 strokes per minute. You wanna be able to have that saw blade cut for the entire distance.
You talk about heat, that's a great point to bring up the oil in the cutting oil as we talk about the more fine blades as well. But cutting oil is a great lubricant to add into the variable of making sure you're doing efficient work. You could be there all day if you don't have the right blade and cutting oil.
Right, so cutting oil, you know, a lot of people think about using it when they're drilling, right? You're standing at a drill press, you're trying to sum something through, you sit there, you dab some on the bit so the bit doesn't get dry. Same principle, but just with a saw blade, right? So if you're gonna make a cut, you want to keep that saw blade lubricated and cool, and that's what cutting oil does. Cutting oil will dissipate that heat and pull it away from the blade and let it cut through more efficiently. And that's important because, first of all, it's going to help you cut through the material, and second, it's going to keep your blades sharp longer, so you're not buying blades all the time,
Yeah,
right?
you can burn through them, break them. I mean,
Right.
people make mistakes. It's understood, but this is just all about. So talk about the finer tooth blades down there.
Right, so now we're talking about these air saw blades, and they have a tapered back, so that allows you to make real precise cuts and like making corners. If you have a wide blade like this, it's a little tricky to get that blade to swing around. Your radius isn't quite as tight as it is with a precision blade. And again, we have 3 different sizes here. We have a 12, an 18, and a 24. So again, you need to pick the right tooth count depending on whatever job it is that you're doing.
Talked about cutting, now let's jump over to that of grinding, and we'll kick things off with more air power, and we kick it off with our 3rd horsepower. This little number, it's gonna work great.
Yeah, that is the perfect tool for precision grinding and things where you need a lot of finesse and control, right? So 3rd horsepower, it's a nice compact package, makes some good power, but again, really meant for intricate removal of material. So you're trying to be cautious with it.
Next up, 1/2 horsepower. So obviously, a little bit more HP, but also, and it's also a little more stout.
Yes, this is your general purpose grinding tool, right? So we're balancing the amount of power we give you versus the size of the tool. So with a 1/2 horsepower, it's perfect for your general use, like undercarriage work, brackets, weld cleanup, things like that. It's really for moderate material removal.
Now we're jumping up to a full horsepower. This is gonna remove some heavy material, hence the handle. You really wanna use that. This thing could kick, so you wanna make sure safety is a priority. Put some glasses on as well.
Exactly, yeah. Definitely wanna make sure you're wearing safety glasses with all of these tools. This one in particular, because it is 1 horsepower, it really moves some material and it makes a lot of power. So because we actually put this right angle in here, it drops your RPM down, but it increases your torque because you're essentially reducing it by making that corner. But again, makes a lot of power. So this is really meant for frame repair and modification, heavy weld cleanup, big blending and smoothing of big areas, really removing material at a high rate.
We got 3 more grinding tools down here, but these are cordless and they're the 18 volt.
Yeah, so we have 2 different tools here. So first is a 4.5-inch cordless cut off tool. That's great for just kind of running out and away from the bay, making some cuts and stuff like that when you don't have a plug on the typical plug-in 4.5-inch grinder or cutter. And then we move over into die grinders. So you have 14.4 and 18 volt. 14.4 volt, we've talked about these. These are great for, you know, sort of general use, light grinding and smoothing and things like that. And then you jump up into the 18 volt family. The 18 volts are cool. This one is 25,000 RPM, so perfect all day, every day, general use die grinder. Then this one, we actually gear it down to give it more torque with lower RPM. So really good for non-ferrous material, aluminum, plastic, because it's gonna have a lot of torque, so it's gonna really remove it at a lower rate, but more torque.
You talked about ferrous and non-ferrous. Great segue into bits that work with all our grinding tools here. What do we have?
Correct. So your non-ferrous material are your red pouches up in front here. Those are just 2 different styles. The one on the left is sort of your general use, so standard length shank. And then the one on the right is your extended reach. So, you know, if you're trying to dip into material further down, you can do that. But what's important is the blade profile on the head. So if you look at it, it's very aggressive, wide flutes. So that allows you to take real soft material, grind it and get it out of the way. Because if you used a ferrous bit on a non-ferrous material, it's just gonna make that bit smooth. It's miserable. You know, you've basically ruined it. And the same thing if you're trying to use a non-ferrous on a ferrous. Like if you try to use that wide flute on steel, it would destroy it. Yeah, it would be useless. So you wanna make sure you're using the right tool for the job, because again, like this has multiple different style bits. You've got ball, cone, you've got tapered, round. There's all different styles. And you want to make sure you have a wide variety, because you never know what kind of situation you're going to get into.
Now moving into these, talk about finesse. I mean,
yeah.
if I drop this in the carpet, I'm going to lose this thing. But you can see how fine the teeth are.
Yeah, so now we're dealing with ferrous material bits. A lot of teeth there, designed to move hard material and get it out of there quickly and efficiently, and let your tool do the work. And so that bit, you know, again, you can see how aggressive the tooth count is. Again, all different styles there. You've got cylinders, cones, tapered, non-tapered. There's all different styles there. So I call that sort of the master general use kit, but there's a number of different specialty versions of that. Again, making sure you're matching the right bit for what you're doing.
I think we cut to the chase there. We grinded to the chase, cutting and grinding, but even more importantly, blades, bits, gave you a lot of knowledge there, Snap-on tools, because there is a difference.